Honor guard. Present the colors.
Half step forward, touch.
And salute.
Bottom left, touch.
Ready, two. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Vietnam Veterans Wall Dedication Ceremony. My name is Steve Day, and I will be your MC. It is significant that we are conducting this dedication as today, April 30th, 2025, is the 50th anniversary of the ending of the war in Vietnam. This dedication ceremony today is a tribute to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. It is now my pleasure to introduce Colonel Tim Cody, U.S. Army retired, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Detail. Stand put. Present earth.
To the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Colonel Cody. It is now my pleasure to introduce Deacon Dennis Brown, U.S. Air Force, who will lead us in a prayer.
Let us pray. Gracious and eternal God, we gather today in this place with hearts full of remembrance, gratitude, and sorrow. We come together to dedicate this memorial wall, a sacred space consecrated to the memory of the brave sons of Wisconsin who answered the call to serve during the Vietnam War and who made the ultimate sacrifice. We remember them now, their faces, their youth, their courage, their dreams left unfulfilled. They walked the fields and jungles far from these familiar woods and waters, carrying the love of their families and the spirit of their home state with them. In the face of hardship and danger, they served with honor. For their profound sacrifice, we owe a debt that can never be fully repaid. We hold in our hearts the families of those who carry the enduring ache of loss, the parents, spouses, children, and siblings, and friends who waved goodbye and whose lives were forever changed. May this memorial be a place of solace for them, a tangible sign that their loved ones' sacrifice is not and will never be forgotten by the people of Wisconsin. Appleton. We also remember all who served in that difficult conflict, those who returned bearing wounds both visible and invisible, and those who still wrestle with the memories of war. Grant them strength and healing and peace. Bless this memorial wall, O God. May it stand as a solemn reminder of the cost of conflict and the price of freedom. May it be a place where future generations can come to learn, to reflect, and to understand the sacrifices made for the liberties they enjoy. May it inspire us always to seek peace, to honor service, and to cherish the memory of those who gave their lives. Unite us today in gratitude and remembrance. Comfort those who mourn, strengthen those who serve, and guide us all toward a future where sacrifices are no longer demanded. We offer this prayer in the honor of Wisconsin's fallen heroes, whose memory we now entrust to this wall and to our everlasting gratitude. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Deacon Dennis. Former Governor Tommy Thompson, a U.S. Army veteran, was unable to attend today's event. I will read a letter from Governor Thompson. Dear Jack, it is with great deal of pride that I congratulate you on your efforts to honor those who have served and the fallen in the Vietnam War, especially on this day that marks the 50th anniversary of the end of the war. As you know, between 1959 and 1975, exactly 165,400 Wisconsin veterans served in the U.S. military, and 57,000 Wisconsin veterans served in Vietnam. Unfortunately, of all 72 Wisconsin counties, each with the exception of one lost at least one veteran in the war. I commend you for your service and extend my sincere congratulations to each of the veterans joining you today to honor those who gave their all to protect our freedoms and liberties. I am truly saddened that I cannot be there with you in person, as I am committed to delivering a speech in another part of the state. However, I very much look forward to visiting you and seeing you in person again soon. Anytime individuals such as yourself, true patriots like Jack Voigt, take it upon themselves to remember the fallen, they deserve our deepest thanks and respect. I have the utmost admiration and gratitude for what you have accomplished. You have created a place of meaning and beauty and remembrance of those who fought so bravely. I also intend to make a contribution, knowing that you have made personal sacrifices to ensure that today could become and remain a reality. If there is anything further I can do to support your efforts or honors our veterans, please don't hesitate to reach out. With sincere respect and appreciation, Tommy G. Thompson. Please have a seat. I apologize for that. It is now my pleasure to introduce James Bond, Wisconsin Secretary of Veterans Affairs, U.S. Marine Corps, for remarks on today's dedication ceremony.
Greetings, everyone. First, allow me to extend a warm welcome to all my fellow veterans, especially our Vietnam veterans who are all with us today. Thank you all for your service. My sincere thanks to Jack Voigt and the Vets and Friends Coffee House for inviting me to speak as we commemorate the new Wisconsin-Vietnam Veterans Wall. It is deeply meaningful that we gather today to dedicate this wall in memory of our state's fallen heroes. Exactly 50 years ago, on this very day in 1975, the United States officially ended the Vietnam War. According to the Wisconsin Veterans Museum, approximately 165,000 Wisconsinites served during the Vietnam era, with 57,000 of them serving in East Asia. Of those, 1,241 lost their lives in country, and another 79 died elsewhere in Asia. We honor all who served and died alongside them. We also remember our POWs and those still missing in action, who never returned home. And we stand with their families who love and remember them. Every year, thousands of visitors touch the black granite of the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington, D.C., where the names of more than 58,000 service members who died in the war are etched. Still, many are unable to visit it, which is why it is so meaningful that our state now has its own Vietnam Veterans Wall for our veterans and their families to experience. As I have traveled throughout the state of Wisconsin and speak to Vietnam veterans, I hear your personal stories. I hear about the visible and invisible scars you carry. Thankfully, our nation has learned from these painful lessons of Vietnam, and much has changed for the better over the last 5 decades for our veterans. Today, when service members come home or retire from active duty, the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs, along with our partners at the federal VA, county and tribal veteran service offices, and our veteran service organizations, stand ready to ensure they receive the homecoming, support, and benefits that they have earned. A central reason this wall means so much is that it preserves the stories of Vietnam veterans' service and sacrifice for current and future generations. Likewise, the Wisconsin Veterans Museum in Madison holds many treasured items and oral histories that share the Vietnam veterans and their families. Our talented curators and staff often say that every veteran has a story. So allow me to share a few brief ones with you now. The first story is of Scott Schultz of Reedsburg, Wisconsin. He served in the U.S. Army in Vietnam from 1971 to 1973 with the 196th Light Infantry Brigade. In his oral history, Scott recalls the sweltering heat, the weight of a 100-pound pack, and the constant need to carry water for hydration. He describes the rhythm of his deployment: 21 days in the field, 3 days in base camp, and then back to the field again, always watching for the enemy. The next story is of Gerald Paul of Sparta, Wisconsin, who served as a crew chief in Marine Medium Helicopter Squadron number 163. His story lives on through the letters written to his mother and his then girlfriend Patricia, whom he later married. Jerry recounts coming under heavy fire during the combat zone, landings, extractions, and evacuations of the wounded. He was injured in a rocket attack during the Tet Offensive on January 3, 1968, at the U.S. base near Khe Sanh. Stories bring the realities of war to life, showing history through a deeply personal lens. They help this generation and the next understand what happened, told by the very people who lived it. These are our neighbors, our brothers, and our friends. We are proud to preserve these memories so that we may better understand and remember and honor their service. One thing that has always struck me when speaking to Vietnam veterans across Wisconsin is how you continue to look after one another. When your government did not meet its obligation, you spoke out and you fought for the care and the benefits you earned. Over time, your efforts helped transform how our nation treats its veterans. That is your legacy, and one you should be proud of. To everyone who helped create this monument, we are humbled by your dedication to honor the memory of those who served. So on behalf of the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs and our state's veterans, we dedicate this wall in memory of every name etched upon it, the ones who never made it home. Your valor and sacrifice will never be forgotten. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Bond. It is my pleasure to introduce Jim Marone and Jerry Ott, Vietnam veterans. Jim will read the names of the fallen from Winnebago County, and Jerry will read the names from Calumet County. The bell will ring as each name is stated.
I'm honored to read the names of those from Winnebago County, including several of those from my alma mater in Neenah. Robert Almers, Oshkosh. Richard Anderson, Oshkosh. David Baitinger, Winneconne. Orland Bearwald, Oshkosh. Robert Beck, Oshkosh. Robert Blanc, Neenah. Dean Bono, Oshkosh. Thomas Daisy Jr., Neenah. Edward Iten Jr., Winneconne. James Fisher, Oshkosh. Kenneth Hawley, Oshkosh. Andrew Hayden, Neenah. Richard Hentz, Oshkosh. Gene Howard, Neenah. Christian Langenfeld, Oshkosh. Donald Last, Oshkosh. Kenneth Liebhaber, Neenah. James Lind, Oshkosh. Paul Mansky, Oshkosh. Richard Main, Oshkosh. John Paulson Jr., Neenah. Robert Ratachik, Oshkosh. James Smith, Larson. Gregory Stoddard, Oshkosh. Francis Valdez, Oshkosh. Charles Vanderheide, Oshkosh. David Watson, Oshkosh. Stephen Zobel, Oshkosh.
Good afternoon. It is my honor to announce the names of our 15 brave souls from Calumet County. Elvin Barancik, Menasha. David Bulkley, Chilton. Timothy Dahl, Menasha. James Diedrich, Hilbert. John Gray, Brilliant. Harvey Jacobson, Menasha. Ronald Yankee, Menasha. Richard Jensen, Brilliant. Charles Krieger, Menasha. William Lang, Holstein. Bernard Propson, Hilbert. Marvin Propson, Hilbert. Ronald Strecker, Chilton. Scott Westfall, Menasha. John Willems, Hilbert.
Thank you, Jim and Jerry. It is now my pleasure to introduce Do Sho Zhang, President of the Wisconsin Hmong Laos Veterans of America, Incorporated, for his remarks at today's dedication ceremony.
Good afternoon, all my veterans and my friends and my fellow veteran, Vietnam veteran. And I saw many Vietnam veterans here, so I know you guys, we make each friend each other long times ago. Yeah, today is a very special day for our ceremony here. So I would like to thank you very much for my friends Jack and John to invite me and my group to participate or to enjoy this event ceremony. Today is a very nice ceremony today for all veterans today. Yeah, my name is Ngao Shushong. I am President of Wisconsin Hmong Lao Veteran of American Incorporation. I will appreciate the year 2021's Governor Tony's Event Society bill to recognize the day for our Hmong Lao veterans. So that is very important for us to remember. And I would like to get this opportunity to invite all my friends here to view celebration in May 14 and in Kadak, also in Vietnam Veteran Memory Park in Hai Cao. If you have time, please show us to ceremony there. Yeah, we will appreciate for the United States government. Yeah, come to during the Vietnam War to recruit us. We will appreciate to enjoy and to fight with you guys and all the United States government. But finally, we lost the war, and we will appreciate for the United States government to bring all the family and us and the Hmong Laos people to this country and to share a new life in this country. We are right now, so we have children, and they have a high education, and they have a good business, and everything's very good for our people. That is very nice for us. I very thank you for a local government, a state government, and also the federal government. You respect us, Hmong Lao veteran, and come to this country. I very appreciate. Yeah, very nice ceremony today, and I see a lot. I very special for my friends John, Danny. Yeah, thank you for you guys support us a couple years ago, and also very special for my big brothers and gentlemen, yeah, I hope you enjoy our ceremonies, May 14th. I hope to see you there. All my veterans are waiting for you. Yeah, okay. And yeah, I will appreciate for you guys today, and thank you for Jack. In the future, that we will cooperate with all the veterans. We fought together, we worked together in the past, and right now in the future. And thank you very much, and may God bless all veterans in America. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, No. It is now my pleasure to introduce Gregory Kruger, Curator of Exhibits at the Wisconsin Veterans Museum in Madison, for his remarks at today's dedication ceremony.
Hello and thank you. It's my pleasure to help Jack bring this memorial to Appleton here. It's just my job to give you guys a little bit of history. That's what I do. I give you the boring stuff. So I might remind you that approximately 6 million military records were destroyed in a fire in 1973. And with that, a lot of these faces were erased from the military record. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial, they got together, they decided let's get an image, let's get a face for each of these names that were lost in Vietnam. Wisconsin Public Radio and PBS Wisconsin joined the hunt early. They really spearheaded the effort to find a face for every name on this wall. Bryce Kelly, a school teacher in Medford, personally found 500 photographs to add to this wall. The Wisconsin Newspaper Association joined the hunt. They searched archives for local newspapers. They were joined by Jeffrey Potter, the marketing director at WPR. He really just energized the project. I've been working with Jeffrey now for years on this project. Others, Mary Jane Herbert, volunteers from the Brown County Library, helped tremendously. Andrew Johnson, Gold Star father, had recently lost his son, joined the hunt, helped. Teresa Herbert at the High Ground, great friend, and a lot of efforts came from them as well. Again, this is about people, just recognizing people. And I'm just, it was a pleasure, Jack, to help you bring this here. It looks great. Thank you all.
Thank you, Gregory. It is now my pleasure to introduce the person who made this all possible, Jack Voigt, Vietnam veteran, U.S. Army, president of Vets and Friends Coffee House Incorporated. Jack will read the names of the fallen from Outagamie and Waupaca counties. The bell will ring for each name. At the conclusion of the reading of the names, Jack will provide closing comments at today's dedication ceremony. Jack?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. We are here today to dedicate a memorial wall, a wall to honor Wisconsin Vietnam veterans. 50 years ago, and this particular date, April 30th, 1975, the Vietnam War ended. The war also ended the lives of 1,249 veterans from Wisconsin. We are here to honor those brave veterans. I'd like to also add, I'd like to honor also the Hmong veterans that worked with our veterans. And I know I'd like to also in the future have a wall for them here as well. I've been told there's at least 64 veterans, Hmong veterans, who also perished in the war in Vietnam. And I'll be glad to attend their ceremony coming up May 14th. So, thank you. You certainly helped the efforts for freedom for the Vietnamese in Vietnam. It's unfortunate the war ended as it did. At this time, I'd like to read the names of 13 Waupaca County veterans and 27 Outagamie County veterans who paid the ultimate price of this war. Waupaca County: William Delisle, New London. Thomas Burns, Fremont. Richard Gorgas, New London. Leon Greshammer, New London. Jerry Hoschutz, Marion. Kenneth Kenneman, New London. Richard Matthias, New London. Jean Morak, New London. Jerome Olmsted, Clintonville. Dennis Siegel, Marion. Winifred Spohr, Jr., New London. Valentine Bulmer, Clintonville. Gordon Will, Waupaca. Outagamie County: Dennis Adamski, New Appleton. Timothy Ahrens, Appleton. Thomas Armitage, Medina. Mark Brent, Appleton. Ronald Daisy, Combined Rocks. Paul Christensen, Oneida. James Corey, Kimberly. Kent Hummington, Appleton. Richard Davis, New London. Kenneth Brasso, Appleton. Michael Gregorius, Appleton. John Hartstein, Appleton. Robert Houston, Little Chute. Larry Judkins, Appleton. Rex LeDuc, Kimberly. Thomas Larson, Oneida. Michael Laux, Appleton. James Moriarty, Appleton. Tom Mueller, Seymour. Thomas Oddie, Kokona. Alan Pepimes, Appleton. Robert Reinke, Appleton. Dennis Schmidt, Appleton. James Schmoll, Shiocton. Gary Schroeder, Appleton. Arnold Shrew, Kokona. Joseph Terdinsky, Oneida. In closing, I'd like to thank today's speakers, guests, and attendees here who are veterans as well. What a turnout, what a beautiful day. But we need to remember the lives that were lost as well. I'd like to thank also the many volunteers and donors of this project, especially the major donor of the VFW Post 2778. Other notable donors include Colossal Toyota Motors, Mundy Insurance Agency, Ace Hardware, and of course the efforts of Grand Chute Lions. They helped in the construction as well with this wall. And then many others that gave their time and treasure to this project. After we conclude this ceremony, you're welcome to enjoy the refreshments in the back. There's some coffee and some water. Also, Mary's Restaurant has volunteered to give a 10% discount if you have a meal after this event. So they're also a big supporter of Vets and Friends Coffee House. I'd like to also mention that we do serve a free meal to veterans and friends on the first Saturday of the month at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There's another veterans group that I helped start called Vets and Friends of Wisconsin. They meet at a church on Capitol Drive. They also serve food to veterans too. The more of these type of coffee houses for veterans is important, I believe. But today we're here to honor the veterans who gave the ultimate sacrifice of their lives. So, also I got a little note here that was passed to me, and I think it's important to read. It's a stanza of a poem called For the Fallen by Robert Bunyan. They shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. So at this time, I'd like to have Wayne Martin, the VFW Post Commander of 2778, come forward to complete the dedication of the wall with the laying of the wreath, taps, and the 21-gun salute. God bless you all. Have a safe trip home. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack, for giving me a couple minutes up here. It's so nice to see so many people here and all the veterans here. And one thing I noticed, there's a lot of Marine Corps hats out there. I always got to get my 2 cents worth in. I'll hear it back at the post meeting. So, but anyway, it's an honor, it's a pleasure to see all these veterans here, no matter what hat you wear. We're always in the same boat. So, when hearing these two comrades talking about stories, every veteran out here I know has a story about a comrade that they were with. I could stand up here and talk about stories for the rest of the day, but I'm not going to. I only have one I'm going to mention. I went through boot camp with a fellow Marine. He was from Chattanooga, Tennessee. We went through all the training together, ended up in Nam, same company, same platoon, everything. And one day, 1969, on February 27th, I believe it was, we took on mortar fire, and he died right next to me. This time of the year is always kind of a bad time for me from now until the middle of the summer, because we have so many veterans things going on, and I know every veteran in here cannot forget. There's no way in heck. I think about it every day of the year. Especially when you lose a veteran, your friend, right next to you. Not only in Vietnam, but the rest of the wars too. So I thank you. We're going to have the placing of the wreath. I'm going to place the wreath. And then we're going to have the 21-gun salute by our honor guard from 2778. We also have Post 38 here with a couple of members to help. So you're going to have to bear with us until we get our firearm squad all lined up here. When I get them lined up, I will place the wreath, and then we'll go on from there. After we play taps, we're going to march out. There will be no talking. Please stand and salute if you can. Thank you. One thing I forgot. I got a friend out here in the audience. I would like to be I know where he's back there. His name is Jeff Hughes. He works with the Honor Guard in Union Grove. And I was talking to him a couple weeks ago, and I said, Jeff, we won't be doing any military rites on April 30th. And I told him why, and he said, well, I just might take a ride up there. So Jeff Hughes, will you stand forward, come forward and be recognized, please? I know he's in the back there. Raise your hand. There he is, way in the back there. Thank you, Jeff, for making the trip up here. Honor Guard, you want to start the line up? Right down here. Right down here. Dan? Start right here.
Fire squad. Stand right here. Help! Okay, reset.
Detail. At ease. Fire squad. At ease. Okay. Detail. Chain cut. Port arms. Half right. Safety's off. Ready. Aim. Fire. Aim. Aim. Half left. Good. Reset. Arms. Order arms.
Color guard. What? Left. Face. Oh, left, right. Mark.
Ready, two. Thank you. Please join us for refreshments.